Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we will be learning about non-linear static stress simulation. Now first, let us create our model. So go to Sketch and create a sketch on the top surface. Now let us create a rectangle with center point. Make the center point as origin and make the values of 10 into 10 millimeters and click on OK. Now this will be the base structure of our beam. So finish sketch and extrude this profile. I want to extrude this profile for 200 millimeters and click on OK. Now save this file as thin beam. So what is the difference between a linear static stress and non-linear static stress? In linear static stress, we assume that the response of the material is linear, meaning that as we apply load to it, when we remove that load, it's going to return back to its original shape. However, if we get to the point where we have exceeded the linear behavior, then we need to take a look at the non-linear static stress study. So we will be looking at the simple beam structure and apply non-linear response to it. So let's go to the simulation workspace and select non-linear static stress and create study. Now let us first take a look at the study materials. Now the default material is steel. So we can look at the properties of the steel material by clicking on this. Now here we can see the material library and it is selected to the Fusion 360 non-linear material library. So in this I want to change the material to aluminum pure low strength. So when we go to the properties, we see a new dialog box saying view advanced material properties. So click on this. Now in this, select the material and click on this pencil icon. Now go to the physical tab and go to advanced properties. Now in this we can see the material model, that is isotropic or hyperelastic. We can also set the behavior as non-linear, linear or temperature dependent. And we can set the type from plastic, elastic and elastoplastic. We will be selecting elastoplastic for our study. We can also look at the plastic parameters and yield function in this advanced functions. Now click on apply and select cancel. Close this. Now we want to add constraints to our model. So let us fix our bottom face and click on OK. Now we want to apply loads. So select loads, select this upper surface, change the units to pound and make a magnitude of 75 pounds. Now I want to add an angle to this force that I am applying. So let us give an angle of minus 20 degrees to this force and click on OK. So now we can see that our study is ready to be solved. So before that, let's go to manage and select settings. Now in non-linear static stress, we see this number of steps for the simulation. Depending on the complexity of the problem, we want to be sure to increase this. If this value is too low, we might not be able to get the convergence point. So make sure we have that at a high value. We can always start at 10 and see if our simulation fails, we can readdress the number. I will be setting it to 50. Now I want to go to the mesh settings and decrease this slider to about 2% of the average element size and click on OK. Ignore this message, click on yes. Now we do not want to apply contacts as this is a single body. Now we simply solve a study. So we see that this study cannot be solved locally and can only be solved on cloud. Now let's look at the results. Since we applied the force at 20 degrees, it is bending about the y-axis. We want to understand the response and information that is provided. First is the safety factor, which is 0.0971 minimum. So this is telling us that the vast majority of it is going to fail. But let's get a better understanding of why and where. So the number of steps that we set for the study is so we can follow along and see how the factor of safety changes throughout the process. We can do this for either stress or even displacement also. There is also a 2D chart option. When we look at the stress, we see that this is not a linear response. We have a small linear response for about 8 steps, and then we can see a change in the stress that is being applied. Looking through these values helps us better understand at how the model is deforming and changing with time. If we wanted to take a look at a static stress simulation of this, we would likely have a failure based on the displacement of the model being too great. In this case, the height of the part is 200 mm and maximum displacement is 118 mm. So these values just don't work in a static simulation. It really needs to understand how the material behaves once it starts deforming outside of that linear region. So now let us make some adjustments to our model. So first go to simplify. Now let us clone our simulation model. We are also going to clone our study. So this will bring in all the constraints and loads that we apply. Now let us go to modify and select draft. So let us select the upper surface as the plane and these 4 surfaces as the faces. We can see the way this is changing our model. So let us make a draft of 5 degrees and click on OK. Click on Finish Simplify. Now we have a new simulation study which has same constraints, same load applied, same material. We simply need to solve our study. Now, when we look at the results, this time the study has yielded a much higher safety factor. When we look at the stress or the displacement, there is much change in the values because of the change in our model. Instead of 118 mm displacement, we now have a max of 0.06 mm. If we take a look at the 2D chart, we can see that the stress and strain values are behaving in a linear fashion. So if we are unsure of the displacement of a model, we can first apply linear static stress simulation. If we have too much displacement or the study fails, we can then go to apply a non-linear static stress simulation. So finish the results. Hope you liked the video.